Greetings and salutations, my friends. It's Oscar Diggs, back for another episode of Let's Build Oz. And the hills are alive with the sound of lots of animals around me. This is this flower forest, I tell you, is something else with the number of animals that we have around here. Just crazy. And it seems like every time I come up here, they keep congregating towards the top. But anyway, we've got a lot of work to do today. I mean, a lot of work to do. And so let's talk a little bit about this. You will see behind me a list. And I've been making lists here a little bit. And this is a list of some of the farms that I know that I'm going to want to build between now and when we really set foot in the land of Oz for, I don't want to say for good, but for the long haul, let's say. And so I want to take a little bit about what we want to build and maybe how quickly we're going to get to these things. So one thing we need to get is a mob system. We need to get something where we can get drops of gunpowder for TNT, especially when we start going to Oz to take down trees. We're going to do some experimenting there. We're going to need gunpowder for rockets when we are ready to fly and all kinds of stuff. So we need to start accumulating that stuff sooner than later because I still have a lot of work to do here. So I want these mob systems to be collecting stuff now. We need a wool farm because of the next item on our list, partly because of the fact that we're building Oz with all kinds of colors, like we talked about in a couple of episodes now, but a villager trading mall. We're going to be trading a bunch of wool because we need a lot of emeralds for our builds here. An XP farm would be great so that we can be enchanting stuff along the way. We need a bamboo farm that will connect into the super smelter, which will be the fuel for that, so we can be smelting all of our different types of ores and sand into glass and all that great stuff. We are in the middle of a flower forest, and so yes, we are going to need to build some flower farms. We need a concrete factory. In fact, we'll be using TNT for that as well, so that's really an important reason to get that gunpowder going. Pumpkin and melon farm will be something that we'll be trading for emeralds. And then eventually we'll get to a purpur farm as well, but of course we need to get to the end and do all that great stuff as well. So if you can think of any other farms that I really should be building here in Kansas, please leave them in the comments so that we can be thinking about that and get that on my radar so I can get stuff going here. So also, I was cutting down trees, getting ready for the episode here and building the round barn that I promised, which we'll talk about in a little while. And apparently, we got bees. We did not have bees up here last episode, and now we have some saplings that grew, and sure enough, we have bees. So that is fantastic, because actually probably could be adding a honey farm. I think we'll probably try to use honey blocks as an accent block in some of our stuff, and they're useful for other things too. So, so many things. Today, we are going to tackle this thing. Is somebody tried to push me right off the edge? Was it you? Yep. Look away. That's right. Now, goodness. So we are going to tackle the Villager Trading Mall because we've just got a bunch of them down there, and I need to get them out of there so that we can figure out how many we have and shut that thing off when we have enough. We are going to build the barn, as I talked about before. We've got the round barn that we will be building, and like I said, I promised a round barn, and I'm not sure. I was a moment of weakness, but I got an idea how we'll do that. And I think we need to do the mob system. And these are big projects. And the mob system is the one we got to figure out where to build it. And honestly, right now, I kind of want to build it in this low area here. Because, well, I want to hide it. I mean, I could definitely build it out like in the desert, over there. But honestly, if we're building in the industrial district over there, and the nether portal is there, and the farms are over here by the house, and then the village for trading down here, I'm thinking, this is right in the middle of everything. So it's not ideal building it in a hilly area, but I don't know that I'm going to necessarily need it to be cranking out, 15,000 items an hour. But first thing we're going to do is go check out those villagers and see if we can get working on that villager trading mall. All right. As you can see behind me, I have a lot of wood, planks, and stuff, and villagers. And by the magic of video editing, the village is done. I actually had some problems with the recordings, and so I ended up not having any good footage of me building this for various reasons. The microphone stopped working in one, the time-lapse recording didn't go right, so I just figured I would show you what I did. So let's, first of all, I'll just start off right here. I got 4 blocks in between sections here, and one row that goes down here, one row that goes down here, and inside each one I have a villager. They've all been moved. We've got a little desk here for them, as you can see, stairs there, and I put the block of dirt here or some kind of block so that I can put down. That's not what I wanted. I'm not used to having such efficient tools here. So that way we can put down a workstation here for them and pick it up and put it back down until we get the trade that we want to have. So that is why that is there. So that's what these are. So everyone, you might have seen there on the other one, you can just barely see there's a shroom light under there too. And so that keeps them safe from mob spawning inside. I ended up with 23 zombies. Zombies. I hope not. 23 villagers that are down here, and I've got a couple of librarians that I already put into place. We have emptied out our villager breeder, and I'm not getting any other villagers, and so I'm not quite sure what the deal is. I've been delivering carrots like crazy. I didn't know if maybe this guy thought he could access the bed, so I put an extra trap door here. I don't know. It's so strange. They were able to get 19, and I grabbed the other 4 villagers from those buildings that we had over there and delivered them all. And now that's all I've got. So I've got to figure out what's going on there, because I would like to have a couple of extras for various reasons. So anyway, this is the villager area. All right, so a little change in plans. My goal is to get these mobs spawning as close, or to build this so that they are spawning while I can work as close to my house as possible. So basically, if that block there, if I'm working around that area, I should still get some mob spawning if the edge of my platforms are in this area here. So if I go just like 7 or 8 platforms, and I'm planning on building the same style that Nembon has a tutorial on, and if I will try to put the link to that in the description. And so if I just do 7 or 8 levels, that should be fine. And that actually opens up the hollow here that I spent all the time clearing out of flowers. A lot of that's going to be available now for the flower farm, which would be nice to have the flower farms hidden. So, okay. So forget about that 5x5 hole, and I will do some calculations and figure out where my next 5x5 hole and drop point might be. Okay, so this is, maybe just to clarify, if you watch the tutorial that Nembon had, this is the water platform that where the mobs will drop from the spawning platforms above onto here, and this will drop them down 30 blocks to the hoppers, which will kill them, and then we get the stuff. That's the version that I used on the Fabricore server, and it's one that I like, and it's pretty easy to build, although I will say it's a lot easier to build than it is to carve out of a mountain. Just because you're counting blocks you're cutting out, and it's just not quite as clear where exactly you're at. But once you get, to this point, you're kind of set. So we got this part done. What I'm going to do is go, and I've got one bucket of water, and I've got an empty bucket, but I need another bucket of water so I can make an infinite water source so that I can fill this up. So I want to get the water going here, and then we will finish off with the dispenser observer chain and the platforms for the other section. I removed it too quick. Uh-huh. Ah. 27 levels. I watched Dream the other day. We're gonna sleep. I watched Dream the other day. And I'm thinking, how hard could that be? That might be a video we have to do. We have to check out and see how learn those skills. Maybe we have those skills and we just haven't discovered them yet. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know how I'm going to get down. I don't know how I'm going to get down here without, oh my goodness. Let's see here. The good news is I landed on a hopper, so all my stuff, most of my, no, I need to get down there. Most of my stuff is probably collected. What? It wouldn't be an episode of Oscar Digs without at least one death, right? And I definitely splattered. Gotta pick up the pick. What are you looking at? Well, that was fun. I did finally finish up the system with no more deaths, and I built this little hyperclock system up on top here to take care of the flushing system. It's just your normal hyperclock type of setup with two hoppers pointing into each other, basically with items being pushed back and forth. The items have to go into the side that is shut off by the redstone block, and so then once one side is empty, the comparator shuts off, and that turns off the piston, which pulls the item back, the block back their way. And whenever the redstone block is next to the piston, then it shuts off or pushes the piston down, and then we get stuff happening down here. And so as soon as the items are done here, the redstone block will pull away, and that actuates that observer one more time and shuts off the whole string of items. So then we just needed to go see if we had any mobs dropping. Oh, I forgot to take out. Oh dear. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's see here. I'm totally gonna die. I don't have a shovel with me, so this is going super slow. I'm also not getting anything coming down, so that makes me a little nervous that something's not quite working. I meant to take this out before I started flushing. I think the problem is that it was just getting to be night, and I do not have the area lit up nearly well enough. Yeah, it's nighttime outside, so I'm going to have stuff spawning everywhere except in my spawning platform. So let's go up and see if I can do this without dying. I'm going to go up and sleep, and then we'll come back down and see what the daytime rates are like. And I mean, I got this lit up, but then, yeah, there's obviously other issues that we got to get this taken care of. So, all right. Oh, yeah, like that. Oh, yes. Didn't die. Didn't die. Why would I stop? So as you can imagine, with the entire spawn area around here, most of it not lit up, and all the caves and the abandoned mine shaft underneath, I had a lot of work to do in order to get any kind of rates off of that system at all. So we spent, several hours, probably, lighting up caves and all that great stuff. And rather than show you all of those highlights, I will just stick to the one low light. Well, that's enough deaths for one day, and it is time that we need to build our barn. So, I do have a working time lapse of the barn, so let's get right into it. The round barn, building, beginning, now. so much done. So we took care of the villager area. We have a round barn. I'm gonna have to move this tree. I like the tree. I left that one there when I was farming some oak earlier, but that one's gonna have to go because it's hurting the view. But man, I like the look. We got the interior basically done. We've got room for a couple more horses. Maybe we'll put a little fence on the outside for some pigs. We got to get a chicken cooker going on out here. So yeah, I'm looking at all this. And we built our mob system and completely hid it inside of our flower forest hill. So yeah, so much work done. Yeah, so let's see what we've done. We got the mob system. We've pretty much got the villager trading mall. So that's 2 of those farms off of this list right away. So that's awesome. We'll probably get started on a wool farm because I got all these sheep that are around here. Do I have a bee farm? We don't. So let's take one of these and say, you know what? We need a bee farm. And we can do honey. We'll be able to do honey jars as well as honeycomb. So we'll have to be doing some bee breeding here relatively soon. Super smelter has got to be coming up pretty quick because I keep wanting to do glass and other ore like that. If we do get clay or get some terracotta, we're going to want to be able to do some super smelting with that stuff. So yeah, that's going to have to come up, and the bamboo farm's going to have to be with that. We got wool, pumpkin melon for trading. So yeah, we got some options. So I don't know what we'll do exactly next time. I'm going to keep that a surprise because we'll figure that out later. But look at that. Round barn, the farmhouse. It's all looking like it's coming together. All right, so I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like on it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so that you can make sure that you are ready to see the next episode when we get it out. We will see you next time. Oink, oink.